जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुनतीरवनचारी। यमुनतीरवनचारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुनतीरवनचारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोदर्शत हे डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर कृष्ण बलराम गौर निताय की श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to all glories to all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. 37 I think. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च हीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमः। तथापि कीर्तयामि अंग यथा मति यथा श्रुतं कीर्तिं हरिं स्वां सत्कर्तुं गिरं मन्ना विदास्यते। हरे कृष्णा। We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 2, entitled Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 37. पृथ्वी यैचे घाṭa-kulera kāraṇa-āśraya पृथ्वी यैचे घाṭa-kulera kāraṇa-āśraya jīvera nidāna tumi sarva-āśraya jīvera nidāna tumi sarva-āśraya pṛthvī yaiche ghaṭa-kulera kāraṇa-āśraya jīvera nidāna tumi sarva-āśraya pṛthvī yaiche ghaṭa-kulera kāraṇa-āśraya jīvera nidāna tumi sarva-āśraya Mataji. yaiche ghaṭa-kulera kāraṇa. Word meaning, translation and purport by divine grace. Srila Prabhupada ki pṛthvī, the earth, yaiche, just as ghaṭa of earthen pots, kulera of the multitude, kāraṇa, the cause, āśraya, the shelter, jīvera of the living beings, nidāna, root cause, tumi, you, sarva-āśraya, shelter of all. Translation. As the earth is the original cause and shelter of all pots made of earth, so you are the ultimate cause and shelter of all living beings. Purport. As the vast earth is the source for the ingredients of all earthen pots, so the Supreme Soul is the source for the complete substance of all individual living entities. The cause of all causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of the living entities. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad-Gītā 7.10, where the Lord says, bījaṁ sarva-bhūtānām, I am the seed of all living entities. And in the Upaniṣads, which says, nityo nityānāṁ cetanaś cetanānām, the Lord is the supreme leader among all the eternal living beings. The Lord is the reservoir of all cosmic manifestation, animate and inanimate. The advocates of Visishtadvaitavada philosophy explain the Vedanta Sutra by saying that although the living entity has two kinds of bodies, subtle, consisting of mind, intelligence and ego, and gross, consisting of the five basic elements, and although he thus lives in three bodily dimensions, gross, subtle and spiritual, he is nevertheless a spiritual soul. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who emanates the material and spiritual worlds, is the Supreme Spirit. As an individual spirit soul is almost identical to his gross and subtle bodies, so the Supreme Lord is also almost identical to the material and spiritual worlds. The material world, full of conditioned souls trying to lord it over matter, is a manifestation of the external energy of the Supreme Lord. And the spiritual world, full of perfect servitors of the Lord, is a manifestation of his internal energy. Since all living entities are minute sparks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the Supreme Soul in both the material and spiritual worlds. The Vaishnavas following Lord Chaitanya stress the doctrine of Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, which states that the Supreme Lord, being the cause and effect of everything, is inconceivably simultaneously one with his manifestations of energy and different from them. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Adi Leela there is hardly any pastime, full of philosophy. And of course it is required. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada translated and given the purport and gave us within a very short period of time so that we can understand the philosophy very nicely. It is said in this same Chaitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta boliya chitte na karo alos, ya hoite Krishna pade lage sudruda manos. So by saying that, oh, this is very much philosophical, don't be so lazy and don't discard it. So by studying this philosophy, our foundation will be strong, and in this way our mind will be absorbed in absolute truth, who is Parabrahma, Paratpar, Parameswar, Sri Krishna. So both are very, very essential. Siddhanta and Rasa, both are essential. So Chaitanya Bhagavata is full of pastimes, but Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in Adi Leela, it is full of philosophy, and then later in Madhya and Anta Leela also pastimes with philosophy there. So here in this verse, Srila Prabhupada discuss, first of all we have to understand that Brahma is glorifying Sri Krishna. The context is that because weekly once we study Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So brief recap that in second chapter in Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes, in Brahma Vimohan Leela, the Brahma praises Krishna, he offers wonderful prayers. And Krishna says that, I am a little boy. You are saying that Adi Purusha, from me everything emanates, everything comes out. I am a little boy, having dahi bhat in one hand and another hand flute. So how can the big universe emanates from my body? Then Brahma says, no, you are the Adi Narayan. You are the Adi Purusha. From you, the Lord Vishnu and other forms appears. So, while discussing this, he explains in this way, that this pot is made of earth. So, what is the relation between the pot and the earth? Because earth is the main source, the material, and from there the pot appears. So in this way, Kaviraj Goswami explains. And in Purport, Srila Prabhupada explains about the Visishta Advaita Vada and then Achinta Bheda Veda. So I would like to spend the rest of the time to discuss what is this Visishta Advaita Vada and this Dvaita Vada and this Vada and Das Vada. So today's discussion will be a bit philosophical. Please bear me, and with bright open eye and ear, please try to hear and understand whatever I have understood. And many senior devotees are present here. They can also add if they want. I can see from here Mother Devi Shakti is this Prabhupada disciple, and so many great devotees, wonderful devotees. So they can also add some points if I leave something, if I can't clear something. So let us start. In the beginning of this Kali Yuga, first appeared Gautam Buddha, whose doctrine was Sunyavad. Everything is zero. There is no concept of soul only, no concept of Veda. Bhagavan Buddha discarded the Vedas, rejected the Vedas. There is no existence of soul. Once this pot is broken, everything is merged in the ether. Pancha Mahabhut. So this is also pot. Ghatakas, patakas. This is broken. So everything is merged in the Pancha Tattva. So like that. So and then there is no existence of Vedas and everything like that. So, but first and foremost personality who re-established Veda is Adi Shankaracharya. So he said one. You just look at me. Bhagavan Buddha said everything is zero, Sunyavad. But Adi Shankaracharya came, who again re-established Sanatan Dharma. All glories to Adi Shankaracharya, because of whom again the Sanatan Dharma flag started and spreading everywhere. And he proclaimed, no, everything is one. So that is called Keval Advaitavada, oneness, monism. So he says that this living entity, as so long he is identify himself with the intelligence, material intelligence, so that long he thinks that I am a jiva. Actually he is not a jiva, Brahma, Ansa. So he says, Shankaracharya says that I will just briefly touch all, so that in limited time we can have a glimpse. The Brahma, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, whose existence is everywhere, his reflection is jiva. And when that Brahma connects with this intelligence, and then with this antakarana consists of mana, buddhi, ahankara and chitta. So that same Brahma who is existing everywhere, and that is nirakara nirvishesha chinmatra satta. And when he identifies himself with this intelligence, mind, so he becomes jiva, living entity. And that is because of ignorance. That is because of ignorance, the things like that. So he says that paramarthataha, that means in absolute state, there is no existence of anything called jiva. But in conventional way, we can understand that, okay, there is, when that same Paratpar Parameswar Akhanda Mandalakaram Brahma identify himself with the this world, material intelligence and mind, and so he considers himself as jiva, and that is because of avidya. Usko pata nahi hai. Because of ignorance, he thinks that I am a jiva. Actually, he is also Brahma. And he is also Satchidananda and Swarup, Nirgun, Nirvikar, everything like that. But when, by cultivation of knowledge, that same jiva who identifies himself with the material body, mind, intelligence, when he just, by cultivation of knowledge, he thinks that, he comes to a platform that actually there is no difference between me and he. So we are one. We have forgotten. We have forgotten our real identity. So actually we are one. So one good thing Adi Shankaracharya did, that he re-established Veda, and from Shruti he quoted everything. And he preached in such a way that the Buddhist philosophy, which was like Sunyavad or monism, and Adi Shankaracharya preached in their words, that they accepted Adi Shankaracharya's philosophy. And slowly, gradually, Buddhism was eradicated from our country towards this China and that side, Nepal. And Adi Shankaracharya again re-established Veda. The existence of soul. Soul is existing. But only thing is that he forgets himself. And when he reminds and remembers that I am not that simple, a tiny Brahma. By cultivation of knowledge, he thinks I am also that Swarup. And just merge into that Brahman. So this Aham Brahmasmi, this verdict has different meaning. According to the impersonalism, yes, I am that Brahma. But the Vaishnava philosophy is, yes, we are also Brahma, but we are the part of that Parabrahma. We never become one with that Parabrahma. So Adi Shankaracharya, exclusive Advaita, that's called Kevala Advaita. And then, after him, in this world, in our Bharatabarsha, a powerful Acharya comes. And his name is Vishnu Swami. I am going in chronological. Okay? Vishnu Swami. And he established one tattva that is called, he propagated Rudra Sampradaya from Lord Shiva. This Sampradaya comes. And his tattva is something similar like Adi Shankaracharya, that's called Kevala Advaita, but different. And he propagated Suddha Advaita. That's called purified monism. Suddha Advaita. Now what is the difference? We'll hear. So this Vaishnava Acharyas, one thing is common in all the Vaishnava Acharyas, that they establish, they proclaim with all quoting from the Shastra, that Jiva is Amsa and Parabrahma is Amsi. That is common, but little subtle difference between all different Acharya. We'll hear. So he says that Vastu Amsa Jiva. Jiva, this is I am saying that Suddha Advaita. What is Suddha Advaita? And by Vishnu Swami, he says that this Jiva, Amsa, is the part of Brahma. Parabrahma and Jiva is Ansa Brahma. That's called Vastu Ansa Jiva. And then he said, Vastunaha Sakti Maya. That Brahma's energy is Maya. Again I am repeating. Brahma's part is Jiva. Brahma's energy is Maya, this cosmic manifestation. And the Maya Shakti. And the Vastuna Karya Jagat. This entire world is the activity of that Brahma. That Brahma's activity, his Karya is this entire world. So Brahma, he says that Brahma's part is Jiva, Brahma's Shakti is Maya, Brahma's activity is this world. So in this way he says that Tat Sarvam Vasteva Nat Tattah Pṛthvī. He says that in one sense that same Brahma, everything is Brahma, no one is separate from Brahma. So one little subtle difference is that in one sense difference is that Jiva is the part of Brahma, but it is Amsa and Brahma is Amsi. Advaita is there, Advaita, monism is there, but it is purified, not just Keval Advaita. And then he gives example of, common example, fire and spark. So Brahma is like huge fire. Fire gives heat and light. And Jiva is like small spark. So in the winter season, if you want heat and light, we have to be next to the fire. Then we get sufficient heat and light. But we cannot get that heat and light from this spark. We cannot get that same heat and light from a spark. The spark is Jiva and the entire fire is that is the Brahma. So we cannot get the benefit from the spark which we can get from the fire. We can get the benefit from Supreme Brahman. So that is the little difference. From here, from Vishnu Swami, that is called Suddha-dvaita, from here this separate, that Jiva is Amsa and Parabrahma is Amsi. This is described, but in a different way. Now next, after Vishnu Swami appears, Kumar Sampradaya, see Nimbarka Acharya. If you go to Govardhan, then there is Nimgaon. The Nimbarka Acharya's bhajan kuti is there. So Nimbarka Acharya is a Dvaita. That is Vishnu Swami is Suddha Advaita. Nimbarka Acharya is Dvaita Advaita. Dvaita Advaita means monism and dualism. Advaita is monism and Dvaita is dualism. Simultaneously both. Monism and dualism. So what he says? He again says Jiva is the part of Paramatma, Atma is the part of Paramatma, but Paramatma is Gya and Jivatma is Agya. Paramatma is Gya. He is all knowledgeable. He knows everything. And but Jiva is Agya. His knowledge is very limited. That is the difference. And this is the difference he says. But this is Dvaita. Then what is Advaita? But some sense Jiva is with the Parabrahma. That is his Nimbarka Acharya. He said, Tat Tvam Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. He accepts that. That Jiva and Paramatma, Atma and Paramatma in some way or in some context they are also non-different. They are not totally different. They are also different, but at the same time in some attributes they are different. They are non-different. So therefore he says that Dvaita and Advaita. And he divides three categories of Jiva, Nimbarka Acharya. He says that one is called Mukta Jiva, liberated soul. Those who are in the spiritual world, they are with the Lord. Second is said Baddha Mukta Jiva. Okay? First is Mukta Jiva. Second is said Baddha Mukta Jiva. Those who accept the shelter of the spiritual master, practice bhakti or any path, and they want to get liberated, and some they want to get liberated, and some of them they get liberated. Like in simple term, we are called Baddha Mukta Jiva. And the eternal associates of the Lord, they are called Mukta Jiva. And the third category, he says, conditioned, Baddha Jiva. Those who are always engrossed in sense gratification, they just know me and mine. They are conditioned, Baddha Jiva. So in this way, there are three categories of Jiva he divides. Who? Our Nimbarka Acharya, who proclaims Dvaita Advaita. Monism and dualism. And then, after Nimbarka Acharya, comes the most powerful Acharya in South India. Of course, they appear in South India only, all of them. Sri Ramanujacharya. And his philosophy is called Visishta Advaita. Now, what is Visishta Advaita? Listen. He says that Parabrahma, Iswara, and his potency is Chit Shakti is the Jiva, Achit is the matter. And the controller of Chit and Achit is one, that is Iswara, that is Supreme Lord, Parabrahma. So, in terms of relation with the Jiva and Paramatma, we are discussing this, how the different philosophy bit differs from each other. So, Sripad Ramanujacharya also says that Baddha Jiva, Mukta Jiva and Nitya Jiva. He says that Baddha Jiva, all conditioned souls Baddha Jiva, Mukta Jiva, that means like we all, Baddha Mukta Jiva, we are in the way of getting liberation. So Baddha Mukta Jiva. And then says a Nitya Jiva. There are three categories of Jivas are there. Nitya Jiva means eternal associates of the Lord. And then he also says that one is called Sariri, another is called Sarira. The Jivatma is called Sariri and the body is called Sarira. So, Sripad Ramanujacharya said the Brahma, that Parabrahma is Sariri and his Sarira, Parabrahma's body is the Jiva. Parabrahma's subtle body is the Jiva. Parabrahma has two types of body. One is subtle and one is gross. So, Parabrahma's subtle body is the Jiva, Chit Shakti. And Parabrahma's gross body is the world, Jagat. So, that is Achit, that is matter. And Jivatma is Chit. So, that is Parabrahma's subtle body is Jivatma and Parabrahma's gross body is the world. And then he says, like we all say, before the creation, all these Chit and Achit, all of them, they were in the Brahma. When the creation takes place, this same Brahma produces his subtle body, Chit, potency, that is soul, and its Achit, its matter, which is Jagat. And then there appears another powerful Vacharya, that is Dvaitavad. Suddha Dvaita, not Advaita. Suddha Dvaita. That is purified dualism, completely different, purified dualism. That is Sripad Madhvacharya. In simple term, Bhagavan Buddha, Sunyavad. Adi Shankaracharya, Ek, one. Everything is one. And then Vaishnava, little difference. That Visishta Advaita, then Suddha Advaita, then Dvaita Advaita. Then Madhvacharya comes, no, there is complete different. Suddha Advaita. Madhvacharya's photo you see? Like that? This Suddha, there is no similarity within these two entities. That is called Parabrahma, Paramatma and Jiva. He said Jiva is in every aspect always a part and parcel. He is a part and subservient to the Lord. In no way he can be equal to the Supreme Brahman. Jiva is always part and subservient to the Lord. So combining all these four acharyas, our dear Lord Gaurahari, he appears after that, just 500 years back. So again repeating 0, 1, 2 and Lord Gaurahari. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. He says that, no, it's not like that. As you know, the most common sentence, that qualitatively we are one. This Parabrahma, Paramatma is Satchidanand. Even Jiva is also Satchidanand. We can, there is no difference, Satchidanand. And then quantitatively we are different. We are Anu and Supreme Lord is Vibhu. So in terms of relation between Jiva and Ishvara, again I am just paraphrasing the four doctrines. So Jiva, Sripad Ramanujacharya said, Visishta Advaita. What is this Visishta? Let us discuss. Jiva is minute, Anu, part. And it is the part of the Purna, Parabrahma, that is Ansi. And that one is called Visheshya, another is called Visheshan. In English, how do you say? Noun and adjective, no? Isn't it like? Visheshya and Visheshan. How to understand? The water is there in the glass. So water is noun, suppose. This is, water is the Visheshya. Can anyone say what is the Visheshan of water? Yes. What else? Liquidity. Liquidity. That is all different attributes. This is the Visheshana of the water. So in the same way, Sripad Ramanujacharya says that Paramatma, Parabrahma is Visheshya, and his Visheshana, if you consider the noun, the adjective, is the jiva, and different attributes are there. So in some way there is oneness, but there are Vishishta means Vishesh. Not in all aspects there is oneness. So therefore his philosophy, we discussed that specific monism, not the complete monism, in specific monism, that is. And then the living entities are innumerable, unlimited, and then again, as I said, Baddha, Mukta, and Baddha Jiva. In this way, there are three categories. And Madhvacharya also says, as I said, that this living entity is eternally part and subservient of Supreme Lord. They are eternally different. And Madhvacharya also said there are three types of living entities: Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. But the pure living entities, Suddha Jiva, they are like pratibimba, a reflection of the Supreme Lord. Because you see, Madhvacharya is combined of Vayu, Hanuman and Bhimasena. Right? So therefore he says that the pure jiva, like Bhimasena or Hanuman, they are pure in his pure state. They are as good as Lord, but they are different. That's jiva is always. If you consider Bhima or Hanuman, they cannot be Supreme Lord. They are always subservient of the Lord. And then Vishnu Swami, he says that jiva is again the part of the Parabrahma, Paramatma. But because the jiva is covered by the Maya potency, he is suffering. Why we are suffering? Because we are covered by this ignorance, Maya potency. But actually we are conscious, we are spirit. And then he divides the varieties of living entity. Then Nimbarka Acharya also says that the living entity and the Paramatma is Amsa, living entity, Paramatma is Amsi, and Jivatma is Amsa. And then he also says Mukta, Baddha Mukta and Baddha. Three types of living entity. Now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, means Kaviraj Goswami says, you can repeat after me, our philosophy. Jīvera swarupa hai Krishnera nitya dasa, Krishnera tatastha sakti bheda abheda prakasa. So this is wonderfully described. Where is our position? Jīvera swarupa hai Krishnera nitya dasa. Now Krishna, Lord, has unlimited potency. Three prime, prominent potency, main potencies are Swarup Shakti, Maya Shakti and Jiva Shakti. Okay? Swarup Shakti is internal potency, Antaranga Shakti. Maya Shakti is the external potency. And we, the Jiva Shakti, are marginal potency. So where are we? We are in between. between internal potency and external potency. So now, we, the living entity, Jivatma, I'm asking all of you, we, the Jivatma, whether we are Satchit Ananda, yes or no? Yes. We are the part of Paramatma, whether Paramatma is Satchit Ananda, yes or no? Yes. Now the third potency, the external potency, the Bahiranga Shakti, Maya Shakti, whether Maya Shakti is Satchit Ananda? Clearly say, please. Yes. No. We are right. No. Jivatma is Sat Chit Ananda, but that is Asat Achit Nirananda, dull matter. Okay. So now, from this we can understand, although Jivatma is in marginal potency, but it comes under internal potency. Because we are Satchidanand and Parabrahma is also Satchidanand. So although it's marginal, but we come under internal potency. Means towards internal potency. So therefore it is just swabhavik, natural for us. It is just natural for all of us, the living entity, to get attracted towards the supreme living entity. Because we are Satchidanand, Paramatma is also Satchidanand. In our pure state, it is just natural to get attracted towards the Parabrahma. But in our polluted state, we are being attracted towards Jada Shakti, material potency, material energy. So that's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says. This is from Sanatana Shiksha. And then Mahaprabhu says to Sanatana Goswami, Jiva is Vibhinnamsa. See, Supreme Lord, one is called Swansa, another is called Vibhinnamsa. Swansa is Lord's own incarnation. That is called Swansa. And Vibhinnamsa is separated, marginal living entity. We are called Vibhinnamsa, separated. So now these separated entities are also of categories. Kaviraj Goswami says, please repeat. Sei Vibhinnamsa jiva duita prakara. Eka nitya mukta, eka nitya sansara. So living entities are of two types. One is nitya mukta, eternally liberated, and another is nitya samsara, conditioned souls. Now what is eternally liberated? Nitya mukta nitya Krishna charane unmukha Krishna parisadanama bhunje seva sukha. The nitya mukta jiva, eternally liberated souls, are always towards the Supreme Lord. They are absorbed and engrossed in Sri Krishna seva. And they get immense pleasure, transcendental pleasure by serving Supreme Lord. And they are called Krishna Parsada. They are the associates of the Lord. So please remember, they are called they are called Nitya Mukta Jiva. We are not the Nitya Mukta. Second, our category. Nitya Baddha Krishna Hoite Nitya Bahir Mukha. Words are very important. Try to understand. Nitya Baddha Krishna Hoite Nitya Bahir Mukha Nitya Sansara Bhunje Narakadi Dukha. The eternal conditioned soul are Nitya Baddha, means eternal conditioned souls are eternally conditioned. Nitya Bahirmukha. And Nitya Sansara Bhunje Narakadi Dukha. They are in this world from time immemorial, Anadi Bahirmukha, and they are just engaged in all variety of sense gratification in this world. So, in this way, at last, Baldev Vidyabhushan says that Jiva, Swarupataha, constitutionally, he is Sat, Chit and Ananda, and conditioned souls are of variety, like karmi, and there are varieties of conditioned souls in this way. And liberated souls are also of variety. That nitya mukta, baddha mukta, like that there are varieties of liberated souls. So in this way, we discussed today that first we started with Gautam Buddha, monism, Sunyavad, voidism, and then Adi Shankaracharya, monism, everything is one. And little difference is Suddhadvaita, which is Vishnu Swami, Rudra Sampradaya. And then little difference is Dvaita Advaita, is monism and dualism at the same time, which is Nimbark Sampradaya. And then see Ramanujacharya, Visishta Advaita, that in some way is living entity is equal to the Lord. But he says that Parabrahma is Sariri, his chit or subtle body is the jiva and gross body is the world. So in one sense he is equal, at the same time difference. He has different attributes, Visishta Advaita, and then complete difference. There is no question of oneness. Complete difference is Suddha Dvaita, Madhvacharya. The living entity is eternally part, eternally subservient of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu combined everything, and he said, actually it's very inconceivable to understand how the living entity is equal to the Supreme Brahman. So for that, he says that this is achintya, therefore it is inconceivable, and we are qualitatively one, but we are minute, and the Supreme Lord is the Parabrahma, is the Vibhu, whole, and we are the part. Hare Krishna. So I would like to invite all of you to ask some questions, some discussions. If you have any clarification or any points, you can also add. I know because this verse is a bit philosophical, so you can ask any discussion if you have. Yes.
One doubt was there. This actually practically happened. Suppose if someone from Ramanujacharya asks you to take some prasadam, what should we do? Shall we avoid them saying, okay, it's fine, we have already taken?
No. He is a bona fide sampradayika acharya. We should take, we must take, definitely. There is no doubt. Any other discussions? You can, behind, Mataji is asking.
Prabhuji, would you mind explaining the Shuddha Dvaita again for me, please? Because...
Okay. So, Suddha Dvaita is purified monism. Monism is, okay, that we understand, that is oneness. But purified monism is like, in what sense they are one? Let me tell you.
No, I wanted to know Shuddha Dvaita.
Suddha Dvaita, yeah.
Yeah, Dvaita.
Acha, you are asking Suddha Dvaita, Madhvacharyas. Okay. So, Dvaita means dualism, and Suddha means pure dualism. That is, Paramatma, Parameswar, Parabrahma is the Supreme, and we, the living entities, we are the eternally part and part, we are Amsa of that same Supreme Brahman Amsi, and at the same time subservient of the Lord. So that is Suddha Dvaita. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in Madhvacharya, and see what happens. Madhvacharya written Prameya Ratnavali. and he gave nine principal doctrine, philosophy. But then after in Madhvacharya line, our Madhavendra Puri came, and Ishwarapuri, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and our sampradaya is exactly not Madhva sampradaya. We say that we are coming in the line of Madhva sampradaya because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, appeared in the Madhva line, therefore we said. But our philosophy is completely different. They are tattvavadis. Mahaprabhu in South India Yatra, he says that when he went towards Udupi Kshetra, they are tattvavadis. So they never accept that at any circumstance, jiva can be, living entity can be one with the Lord. Yeah.
So just from my understanding, when you say that they're talking about dualism, so they don't even agree that in quality we have some qualities of the Supreme. Is that the right understanding?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just like not connected.
Yes. We are eternally part of the Supreme Brahman, and our existence is just subservient of the Lord. In any way, we cannot be one with the Supreme Brahman.
In quality.
In quality also. So it became more clear when Baladev Vidyabhushan appeared, and he gave the extra knowledge. Madhvacharya gave 9 points, Prameya Ratnavali, and Baladev Vidyabhushan gave the 10th one. And Bhakti-Vinod Thakur, he vividly described that, naming Dasa Mula Tattva. Every devotee should read Dasa Mula Tattva. And especially in the book called Jaiva Dharma. In Jaiva Dharma, this Dasa Mula Tattva, our 10 principal points are wonderfully described. So in this way, we are differ from actually Madhvas. We are not actually Madhvas. We have a special our philosophy, which Mahaprabhu and his followers have given us. That is inconceivable oneness and difference in this way. Hare Krishna. Sutakirtipu. Comments? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna.